everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this video is a little bit different. I've not done one of these at all, but this is going to be my 2018/January 2019 flick through of all the layouts I have created because I don't like to album any of them. I have got a load of layouts here from Patreon, some that didn't quite make it to scrapbooking on some that didn't quite make it onto videos on YouTube, and some general layouts that I have made. So I thought I would start at the top here. I was going to try and arrange them the other way, but it's just a lot of layouts. I've got some in page protectors and all that kind of jazz. So I'm just going to start from here. If you have any questions about any of the bits that are on the pages that I don't mention, if I can't remember, please let me know in the comments below. Tag me with like a time stamp about what layout it is, and I'll try my hardest to find out what piece it is, like a piece of ephemera or whatever. So getting into it. This is the most recent video. This is the most recent layout I made. This was on YouTube. This was on YouTube. This is using the Cocoa Vanilla, I think it's the Bohemian range. Some of the Cocoa Vanilla Midnight range as well. But I absolutely love this page. This is Mia's first day. I still have to do William's first day. This is how behind I am on scrapbooking. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful layout. I did a lot with frames. There's a lot of glue on here, so it does weigh a little bit, but there's that layout. Next we have this one. This is actually a Patreon one. This was again using the Lottie Loves paper kit, and this is where I embossed the Love 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 kind of wood veneer piece, and then did a embossed kind of doodly border. I absolutely love this one. Again, I tried using these enamel dots. I've kind of struggled with them a little bit, but there's that one. Next is this one. This is called Focus on Positive. This is a layout that I did, I think this was on YouTube. I can't remember because I always film them in blocks. I believe this was on YouTube, and I just fussy cut this paper out, which I may say took ages. And this was again from the Lottie Loves paper, recent Lottie Loves paper kit, and some of the tiny word stickers were from the Cocoa Vanilla Bohemian Dream range. Sorry if I'm going quite quick, there are so many layouts here. Next, which is actually has dust on, this is actually embarrassing. This is, oh god, what ranges are these? Really old ranges, using some stamping. My kids went to the farm. This is how long they've been sat there. Oh my god, I need to get these into these. This is actually dusty, like dusty. That's nuts. My kids went to the farm with my nan and with my mum and dad, and obviously their nan and granddad. And they took them to a farm that my dad used to actually work on when he was a teenager, and it's the same farm and same people that run it and stuff. So it was really nostalgic for him to take his grandchildren back to that farm. So he had lots and lots of fun. They petted bunnies and all that kind of stuff. So there's that one. This one, which is called #World Book Day 2018. This is when I dressed my son up as a Dalmatian and he had no idea. This was for obviously nursery, where he was a Dalmatian and Mia was Belle. No, this wasn't in nursery. No, this was reception. So I kind of did a bit of a washy with the thing. So obviously where my son was in a lot of black and white, I did black, white and gold here. And then when my daughter was in yellow and pink, I did a lot of kind of colour clustering. I really like this layout. I think I might do this again. And then wrote my journaling in some frames. Next we have this one, which is called Spring. At this layout, realised I didn't like plain paper backgrounds. I think this was the last time I used my gold Hydroshine before it decided to glue itself shut. These are actually my own paintings. These flowers, I believe they're still on my Patreon as downloadables. So if you want these here, as like ephemera, they're in my downloadables on Patreon. I will check it and put it on the screen if it is. But yeah, this is a photo of me with very blue hair. This was beginning of spring, so it was still cold, but they could still have time without freezing to run around without their coats on, and we just had fun. Stephen was at work. I had a somewhat okay back, so I sat in the park with them and we had lots of fun. Then there's this one, which is called So Happy, and this is again a plain background that again I hated, and I wished I had used a different one. But this paint, what paint is this? It's like a shimmery paint. I think actually this is some watercolours that I have lost. Huh. There were some shimmery watercolours that I bought from Amazon, or my friend Rosanna bought from Amazon, the shimmery ones. Do you remember what ones we're on about, Rosanna, if you're watching this? And I think I've lost them because I haven't seen them in a while. I think this was Lottie Loves Paper again, because it has like this on and then these birds. Again, a wedding photo. Next is this one, and it's called What a Difference 6 Years Makes. So this was Mia's birthday layout. So this photo of her looking very, very fed up was actually taken, she was about 10 minutes old here, and she had the right ump already, waiting for me to be situated with whatever was going on with me. And then this is obviously Mia last year on her birthday. We took her to Stratford Westfield, where she did some shopping in the Disney shop and Lush, and just had a good old time. Yeah, I kind of liked, I got inspired because of these numbers that were in the Lottie Loves Paper kit, and some of the washi strips. I backed it on some tissue paper and then some yellow card, because obviously she's wearing her bell dress. But yeah, nice comparison one. This one is called Oh So Lovely, and this, I don't know why I did an accent then. This is one of the first times I did the, I couldn't decide which side to do, so I cut it in half and then stuck it together again. So this is actually the same paper but just flipped. Is it flipped? Yeah, the same paper just flipped, as you can see by the reverse. So if you've got a layout that you like both sides, just cut it in half, flip one side round, and then you get to use both. So this was a rainy day out in the park near us. Mia went on a bike, William was on his scooter. Again, this was a good back day for me. One of the last good back days, I may say. So we were able to just go out. I just sat and watched them just go round and round and round and round. But it was a lovely day. So there's that. There's this one which is called Love, and this is a picture of my parents and me just before we went to the wedding. My wedding, shall I say. I love this photo. My mum, she scrubs up well, doesn't she? And I've never seen my dad in a suit. I mean, I have on his wedding photos, but never seen him in a suit other than that. So just to see just all of us dressed up, I was so happy, and I did a ruffled kind of tissue paper look here, bit of an embellishment cluster that was already made. I made these embellishments on Patreon, so again that'll be linked below if you want to see that video. Then there's this one which is called Love This Life, and this has this slipped, or I stuck it like that. I can't have stuck it like that. I think this has slipped. There you go. But I loved this mixed media background. I did a white kind of paint with a through the stencil black paint, and then did some splatters in paint pen and white and different colour blues sprays. Kind of, that's not supposed to be there either. This is what happens when you don't put them away properly. And I did some journaling in just some white paint pen. But this was when it snowed last year. We are waiting for the snow here in the UK. It's supposed to be coming tonight. I'm hoping I can get the kids out of school and home before it hits. Apparently it's hit quite a lot of England anyway, but where I am in South London, it's not hit yet. So this was snow day. This was the last day they had. This was after school, and then about 10 minutes after we got home, we all got a text message saying that the school was closed the following day because of the snow. So they were very excited and happy on this day. You can see, like, I had to try and pick a photo that didn't have kids' faces in the background, but they were so happy the snow. William is going to be devastated if there's no snow this year, so hopefully it does snow. Then we have some smaller layouts that has bits of ephemera that have fallen onto it, I believe. This one's called Love Ya. Now, I don't remember which ones were on Patreon and which ones are not. I believe this may be a Patreon one. I got a piece of card and cut a love heart out, and then just did this with the spray around it, and then stuck some sequins on so it had like an illusion of a heart. Used these flowers which were in a Planner Society kit, backed these photos of the children, just little ones, and just added some florals in. It was quite an easy one to do, but so much fun. Next we have this one that says "Find me where the wild things are," and this was a photo taken of me and my dad just before I went into the registry office to get married. So obviously there's a lot of blue. I had a London blue taxi as my car of choice to get me to my wedding. I just loved it. And then I did some printing with some bubble wrap with some different acrylic paints on the background there. I need to do some more mixed media scrapbooking, I've realised. And just went with a bit of a blue theme. So there's that one. Next we have this one, which I believe is missing a word. I believe it said beautiful, but it's missing a word. I'll find it. I think it's down on the floor. But this one used to be called Beautiful Friend. This is using a stencil of mine, which is from AliExpress. I will link it below if I can still find it. This is a picture of myself and my maid of honour / bridesmaid, Claire. This was in a little room, like a holding room that I was in before I went into the main room. And she kept me so calm, and I really thought I was going to struggle with my anxiety on the day, but she was amazing. You can just see little Mia sitting down. She found a chair, she was happy. So yeah, there's that one. This one is the next one, and this one's called This Story. So I love this wood grain paper. I can't remember what range this is, but this is a photo of me and Stephen. I think we had just got together. We were kind of almost, you know, that really weird part of a relationship where you're kind of together, kind of not, you're kind of figuring it out a little bit, and that was this day. And then this was our wedding day, obviously. After 9 years we are still very much in love. I thank my stars every day for this man. He is incredible. I love him so much. He's put up with so much, especially this last year, and all my back stuff. So love him, love this layout, and I love the comparison. As you can see, a lot of people mentioned about my blonde hair. I was platinum blonde. I was bleach blonde. It's so hard to maintain, but yeah, I was blonde. And he actually had an Alice band under that hair because he had long hair. Fun fact. This one's called Crazy Kids, and this is, we did a picnic for my kids and Claire's, my bridesmaid's sister's kids. Really strange. We did like a little picnic in the park, and this is actually some embossing thing. I was just kind of working out how to use the embossing stuff. Texture paste. I was kind of working out texture paste and how long you had to leave it to dry before you could put watercolouring on. Obviously it needed a bit more time, but I absolutely love this one. This next one is called Summer Fun, and this was obviously in the summer by the looks of it, and I love how William is looking at Mia in this one. I think this was taken by my mum on one of the Sundays that they take them. I did some fussy cutting on this one and left it quite plain because obviously it is quite a busy photo, but I just love the look between them. I just love that. Love that layout. Next we have this one, which is called Beautiful Bridesmaid. So this is me and my daughter in the little holding room waiting to go in. This was some leftovers from a Lottie Lost paper kit, I believe, and just some like wood veneer and stuff. And I used this tissue paper which I found in my local card shop. If you can see, it's like got little rose gold or bronzy circles on. Always check your local card shops and supermarkets for tissue paper and stuff for layering, because they always have some good ones. This one was when I didn't have another A, so I just got a V, turned it upside down and stuck a black dot in. I should have done a white one, to be honest, but there's that one. This one's called Fun at Home. So this was outside my mum's House, we actually just went over one Sunday rather than just letting her take the kids. We went over there, sat outside. This is where I grew up, and seeing my kids play in the little grass areas that I used to play in as a kid, it just brought so many memories back, and seeing them running around and stuff. So that's why I absolutely love that one. Didn't quite like the background I did in that one. This one's called Cute Memory. This was obviously the 28th of May 2018 apparently, and this was a fun day. We went into town, like into our local town, and went into a supermarket. We bought some little fruit packs here that the kids have got. Stephen was with us, and we just played in our local park, and it was just a lovely little family day. I love this paper here that's like a newspaper one. Loving these stickers. I believe this was a Lottie Loves Paper kit one. Again, I can't remember whether it was a Patreon one or not, but I loved this frame. I really didn't know if I was going to be able to use it, but I managed to make it work, and I love it. Then there's this one which says that there is always a time for a selfie, and this was obviously the morning of my wedding. I was talking to Claire about my necklace in this one and not knowing whether it went, and then we took a selfie, and we're always taking selfies when we're together. I love her to pieces, and there was always time for selfie, even on my wedding day, so love that layout. This is one of my favourite ones. This one's called Sweet Friends. Again, it's Claire, again in the holding room before we went to see. We were in there for a good 15-20 minutes while we waited for the guests to go into the main room. So we took a lot of photos. So this paper, I believe this is a crepe paper. The crepe paper range, I can't remember what name it's called, but it has this beautiful floral paper in it, and it's just gorgeous. It looks like this. It looks like this piece here is actually part of the background, which I really love. Next we have this one. As you can see, these are probably all made around the same time using these stickers. This one's called Family Time, and this was a photo taken of us, secret photo at the wedding. I embossed on top of these leaves, so if you can tell that they're embossed. This photo was taken at the reception. The food had been opened, or something had been opened, so the guests didn't really know that we were having these photos taken. William obviously was only 3 when we got married, so he was kind of just fine, messing around, shall we say. Mia was just whinging because she wanted cake, and this is just genuine us. Stephen's not even looking at the photographer, and I'm sitting there trying to hold everything together. So that's pretty much a normal photo for us. But there's that one. This one, I went for a bit of a Beauty and the Beast theme. This is called Taylor's Oldest Time, and this one is more wedding layouts. This is just some ones that me and the photographer Fran, who was amazing, come up with. This one where she had to lay on the grass, bless her. It was a very, very hot day, so the grass was dry, it's fine. She focused on the flowers, just had us in the background. Stephen was actually making me laugh and tickling me in that, if you little FYI. And this one is a photo we found again on Instagram that I wanted to do of the wedding rings. There is one where you take the wedding rings off, which I was not gonna do. The photo that is of the wedding rings that we're not wearing was actually taken at the hotel before the wedding, because once that's on my finger, I have not taken that off. So there you go. This one's called Happy Day, and this one was mine and Stephen's mini moon that we went on just after we got married. I'm actually still wearing my wedding necklace in this one. I don't think I took it off for about 2 weeks. And then I made friends with a peacock, and then these houses, because it was in London, and it's this beautiful Japanese gardens. Loved it. Loved this day. Still have so many memories. This one's called Cheers. This is the typical photos where, you know, the bride is getting ready in like the silk kind of dressing gown with like the glass of champagne, all this kind of stuff. Fun fact, this wasn't actually champagne. I don't drink, and Claire rarely drinks, so it was actually Slur, which is like a fizzy grape juice. So it tastes like wine, but it's not got any alcohol. It's like a non-alcoholic wine, but it looks very much like champagne. So I cheated it a little bit and made it look like it was champagne, but it wasn't. It was actually Slur. And I went in with some pearls and just some fun things on there. So there's that one. Then we have a Project Life. So I decided that the wedding layouts were going to take a hell of a lot longer to scrapbook, especially the actual ones from the actual getting married part. We had so many photos. Some of these I actually love and I've actually blown up and had done scrapbooked, but there's so many gorgeous ones in here. This one I love my photographer for. It's just when I'm set, we've just got to the end of the aisle, I'm literally looking at my dad and Stephen's looking at me as well, and it's like my two favourite men, apart from obviously my son and my brother, but I loved that. Then it's obviously Claire and Mia walking into the wedding. You can see looking at his daughter just so in love, and you just see me trying to get through the door in the background there. This one of us is trying to sneak through the door and my dad laughing his head off. These here are some, I've got like a wedding Project Life kit, but you can actually have you and your husband fill in for different parts. So how I felt when I first saw my groom, and I've put this, and then obviously he put this when he first saw me, and it's so cute. It doesn't normally be that soppy, but I've got it in writing. He is soppy sometimes. So this is like a close-in version of him looking at me walking down the aisle. My kiss with my dad. As soon as I got down the aisle, he made me laugh. I could have slapped him for it. Then on the reverse, we have the actual getting married, putting the rings on. This one, I'm trying to say my vows and he's looking at me and my voice starts quavering because I almost cried. This one, I was just laughing because why are you in there? Get out of there. There's like an off-cut from a photo. Get out. This one was when we laughed because he said I do way too soon. And then when it comes to my part, I thought I have to say it because if I don't, they're going to think I don't want to marry him. But it was again at the one part. This was just after we got married, and this was being introduced as Mr. and Mrs. Trying to get the ring on his finger, and the first kiss as Mr. and Mrs. This is actually the getting married part. There's loads of little wedding bits on here from various ranges, so if you want to know where they're from, let me know. Then there's this one which is called True Love, and it says there's like different bits that say you may kiss a bride. I bought a lot of wedding stuff for scrapbooking and stuff. So this has got a layer of different papers. There's this vellum that has like a glitter bit on, if you can see that. But yeah, first kiss is man and wife. This was actually white and I watercoloured on it if you are interested. Then we have this one which just said happy memories. So we have some young photos of the kids. This again was white and I watercoloured it. It took a while to stick down. I had to sit there like this after I'd filmed the video to make sure that it stuck down. Using little bits from my stash. I think I actually had to double this page up because it warped quite a lot. But there's some really cute photos of the kids. This one's called Sweet Dreams. So this is a photo I took of William. He really looks peaceful and content when he's sleeping, no matter what contorted positions the boy gets himself into. There is some texture paste on here, so these stars are textured, and then some other ones from my stash. But yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous one. I love that yellow as well. This one's called Celebrate. So this was for my friend Daksha's birthday, and we went out. Obviously Claire knows it because we used to work together. So again, not a very hard layout. It literally just took pop back in the photo, sticking some embellishments on, and that was pretty much it. So there's that one. This one's called Nom Nom Yummy, and this was a photo taken of my son. My mum and dad surprised them and took them to Southend for the day one weekend, and he had this lolly and he would not put it down. So this is the photo of him I think it was on the way back on the train, and he had a blue tongue for a while. But I really like this one. Again, quite simple, didn't want too much, but there's that one. Then there's this one which is called We All Scream for Ice Cream. So obviously in Southend there was this giant ice cream, and my kids decided to take photos with it. And then funny enough, Mia wanted ice cream and William wanted cake. So as you can see, William does not scream for ice cream because he doesn't like it. But again, I went a bit frame crazy. I do these lights every so often when I get a collection of frames. This one's called Dad of All the Time Oh, this is actually a quote. I love this layout. I forgot this one. This actually says, Dad, of all the walks that we take, this one will be my favourite. So this was just before the wedding, and I love these photos of me and my dad. We don't normally take photos together, but I love this one. Love this one. This was on a, this paper is actually from a, what is it? From Plan Society, if you're wondering. Next, I have this one, which is called School Ready. So this was... Oh, this actually was... They have to take... I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but when they start school, and it's from like big time school, they have to take little photos to go in their file. So this one was for William, so we took this photo. I wasn't going to take him into a place to get a passport photo. I literally just took a photo of him against a plain black background where you could see his whole face, and just made it really small, and they took it. So obviously I don't think you can do that for a real passport, but for entry into school it was cheap, and I used my selfie printer to print that. So I printed some extras as well. Did a bit of a weird one with some ribbon. Again, this took a while to stick down. All these numbers keep pinging off, but I wanted to do a school layout so that I could use the rest of these numbers. Next we have this one, which is called Time for a New Adventure, and this is Mia on her first day of year 2. I don't know what happened to this page. She looks very orange in this picture. I have the picture that I've already scrapbooked here literally a couple of days ago, and I think that's why we did it, because she looks very orange in this photo. She really isn't. But again, some of the texture paste, which is like the metallic one, and then just some layering and stuff on there. Then there's this disaster. This is called Just Keep Being You, and I did a melted crown effect, but because I didn't have any glue gun, because when people do this they stick them down with glue gun pieces, I used double-sided tape thinking that would work. Nah, they have been pinging off, and as well the actual pieces of crown that has melted actually has been coming off as well. So this is a disaster layout, this one, but it was fun to make anyway. What? Crown falling everywhere. Then there's this one, which is called Our Besties. So I found a paper pad in the pound shop. God, what is it with stuff falling away? That had all purple bits in, so I cut a load of purple squares and took a picture. This is Rich, the best man, and obviously my husband Stephen, they are best friends, and then me and Claire, obviously best friends and bridesmaid. And this was a photo that I absolutely loved. I had to say to Rich, smile! But love this one. Love this layout. A very purple layout. Find it hard to find purple stuff scrapbooking wise. This one is called Confetti Wishes. So this was, we couldn't do confetti in like right near the reception. There is one of my hairs on this layout. And they did like a tunnel of people, and you can just see my car behind here, and they threw confetti. Everyone threw confetti, and I loved this one. Loved this one. Then we have this one, which is called Let's Get Together. I don't remember these photos being taken. These photos were obviously taken on my hen night. Yeah, I don't remember them being taken. I had an 80s themed hen night because my bridesmaid Claire knows me well, and yeah, can't remember it at all, but it was a fun layout. Next I have this one, which is called Wedding Ready, and this was actually, we went to a friend's wedding last year, and this was a photo of us waiting for our Uber, I believe. I decided not to take my crutches with me for this one. I thought, you know what, I can't style them out, I won't take them, I'll just wear heels. Okay, that cut off just then, so I don't know when it cut off, but this layout's called Big Moments. It's like a navy background with some gold texture paste through this stencil. This is obviously my dad, my brother and my son on my wedding morning, before the cars came, because I got ready 45 minutes before the cars arrived. So there's that one. This one, which is called One of a Kind Smile, and this one is a photo of his first day of reception. He fell over 2 days before his first day and has a little scrape, like a little moustache on his top of his lip there. But this is a really cool layout. Again, didn't really need much, just a bit of embellishing up here, and it says today with some little tiny word stickers, and the main title down the bottom there. This one is called This Day, and this was our first anniversary. We went to see a theatre production called Knights of the Rose. It was an incredible show. We absolutely loved it. It was at the Arts Theatre in London. Not a very big theatre, to the point where you would actually walk past it because you wouldn't see it. But I absolutely loved it, and it was so much fun. Kind of disappointed with how I made this because I did a black background with the red flowers. I should have just done the red flowers. But I've got the tickets on here and stuff like that, so full of memories. So there's that one. There's this one which is called First Time Swimming. This is the first time the kids went swimming. We went swimming with them last summer. I know people are like, what? They went swimming for the first time at this age? We just never had an interest. I had a lot of body confidence issues, which I know is bad to not let your kids go swimming because of your hang-ups. Plus as well, was the swimming pool near us has only just got really good. It just got revamped. So the kids loved it, and we did actually go a couple of times in the summer, and we'll probably go again this summer. So the kids in the little armbands, they absolutely loved it. William kind of developed an iron-like vice grip on us when we got in the swimming pool, but he did have fun. This one's called Mum and Dad. So this was one taken the morning of my wedding. I scrapbooked a lot of the wedding last year, and again I did like a concertina thing with that same tissue paper from the card shop. Again, using some little bits and pieces on there. This one doesn't have a title. I don't believe this one's actually finished. I used a stencil on here, if you can just tell here. This is like a screenshot of the family that we had at the wedding, and I didn't finish it out. I didn't enjoy it, so that's how that one ended. This one's called Mother and Daughter, and it has Silk Wedding 2017. If you actually search Silk Wedding 2017 on Instagram, you will find all the posts that were put on Instagram on the wedding day and of the wedding, so if you check that out. I used some bubble wrap to make it 3D. This was me just putting some makeup on Mia because she wanted some makeup on. So there's that one. This one's called Sealed with a Kiss. This was an annoying layout. I failed in this one. I can't remember what this layout's on. If it's on YouTube, I'll try and link it. But yeah, this layout annoyed me. And then I got a big swatch of white paint on Stephen's head. So yeah, I loved the layout, but it was a pain in the bum to do. This one, which is called Together Forever, and again I did the same thing. Well, I liked both sides, so cut it in half and flipped one side round. So this one was me hanging on to Stephen for dear life as we were getting ready to get married. I remember shaking like a leaf at this point. And yeah, I did a little bit of laceness here. This is quite a recent layout. This is a very recent layout. This one's called Thankful For You. I'm missing an F. And these were some craft bits that I got for Christmas. These leaves that I love. This photo is William on his way to his first day of nursery. We were a bit early, so we sat down for a bit and he put his feet in the leaves and was kicking them around and whatever. And yeah, he just had fun and little moments that you capture with your children, however big or however small, are all precious, and I absolutely loved this one. Gonna zoom you in a little bit for these ones. This doesn't have a name. Doesn't have a name. It may have had at the beginning, but it doesn't now. This has just got some frames on. This is a photo of William when he did some painting with some of Mummy's craft stuff. I have a load of people saying to me, you let your kids use your craft stuff? Like, what? It's expensive. I don't care. They're my kids and I'm letting them use it. Again, went crazy with frames on this one. Went through my stash to find some. But yeah, there's that one. This one's called Awesome because I couldn't think of any other way to describe this other than awesome. This is when, for my birthday, my brother got me tickets to see Heathers. My favourite actress, one of my favourite actors of all time, Carrie Hope Fletcher was in it. She played the main role. Love her, love this day, love the layout, love it. These are tickets, and obviously some of the bits from like a leaflet I picked up as we were walking in, and obviously this was after the performance. We nicked a quick photo of the stage and the bit that comes down when it's all finished. This was us. We were so close. We were literally here, literally on the stage. Got a little bit starstruck, got a little bit starstruck with this one, not gonna lie. Carrie, literally the first opening sequence, stood right in front of me, and I may have had a bit of a oh my god moment, but yes, that's that one. And then finally there's this one, which is called Friends, Always Time for a Selfie, and this is one of the stencils I have for this kind of skull candy-esque camera. This photo was taken on Chelsea's birthday. We went to Paperchase and just had a good old time. There was a gold background here for like a Christmas section, so we stood in front of it because obviously we were like at selfie station. So yeah, so that's that one. So that was all of my 2018 and January 2019 layouts. I am gonna put them away. I promise I will put them away. As you can see, I've been losing parts of them. Some of them have dust on, so that's how you know. I haven't touched them in a while, but thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I'll link my Patreon and everything below if you want to try and find some of the videos for these layouts, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye.